Homelessness feels like
everything was coming down on me.
When you're homeless and people are looking down on you, you give up.
we're all just people, right? And we all struggle in different ways.
You know, everybody needs help, especially when they're homeless.
If I didn't get help, I really don't know where I would be.
I moved to Cranbrook in September 2009. When I moved to Cranbrook, I was pregnant with my daughter, and I went to the College of the Rockies and did a year of the human service worker programs. I never really left because I really fell in love with the area. So now I am part of the community, and it's a really good feeling. What do I really want in life? I guess right now I'm really living a lot of my accomplishments that 5 years ago wasn't possible to me, because 5 years ago I was immersed in addiction.
I've been wanting to be a father for quite a few years, so it's pretty exciting to me.
I have no idea how he's hungry right now.
Definitely get very anxious at times, like when he's crying, it's hard to make him stop. But I love him more than anything. He's the most important person in my life, for sure. Knowing that he kind of depends on us to raise him properly is pretty cool. I didn't have the greatest father, so I'm definitely gonna be a better one than him.
I love cooking. That's it. I just love cooking. I like plain simple, but fancy cooking. After I joined into the forces, I was slated to be a cook. But no, 17, 18 years old, I don't want to do that. So I joined the Armored Regiment. And I served 3 years with them and then got out. I went to school to become trained as a chef. And I've been working in the industry ever since. It's nice to share my cooking experience with other people. Damn, that's good. I've got arthritis in my knees, gout, high blood pressure, battling with depression. It's an everyday battle. I was renting a house and I had no gas because the gas was expensive. My rent was $750. I just wasn't getting enough to pay the rent, to pay everything, and to live. I just couldn't afford it. And then I got evicted.
About 2 years ago, hit rock bottom, lost everything and had to restart my whole life. We were on our way back from Vancouver, and we went through this roadblock. My ex got a DUI. It was really expensive, and then we didn't have rent money. With our drug habits, it was pretty difficult to get by. After we lost a car and the house, I still was doing drugs. It was like, oh, how much worse can my life get? But it did. It got worse.
Homelessness feels like a constant uncertainty. You're questioning your self-worth. You're worrying about things that people shouldn't have to worry about, like where you're gonna sleep, where you're gonna eat. It's just a constant cloud over your head.
I still worked a lot of the time, but like when I was homeless, like I couldn't even get ready for work. Like I always trying to find somewhere to stay. I became very unreliable without housing. Never really was happy with who I was being. I always felt kind of shitty about myself. When you're homeless and people are looking down on you, just feel like using more because why? Doesn't matter. No one cares about you.
I felt lost because I didn't know who to turn to for help or how to get help. I'm a kind of person that I don't open up. I've always been like that, even with my mom and dad. It was very hard to open up to them because I felt they were going to be judging me.
I always knew that I wanted something different for my daughter. And the fact that I was not doing that for her really took a toll on me. It really filled me with shame and anger towards myself. I really wanted to put myself in a position to change a generational cycle. I wanted her and I to be able to be together, and I wanted her to grow, to be strong, to be confident, to be happy. And once I was able to obtain that, I got a little taste of it, I didn't want to stop. So what I have now is what I want to pass on to people who struggle.
That means it's warm and when it gets rain around the moon, it's going to get really cold.
Do you want like a cereal or pancakes?
Might have cereal. Yeah, Cheerio.
I'm employed with the Cranbrook Emergency Shelter. We do really well making that safe spot for someone to come and have a roof over their head and food in their belly.
No, I still have some.
All right.
What's in that red box?
Here or here?
No.
Tea.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And can I put this in your pocket?
Awesome, that works.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you after breakfast.
Okay.
Okay. Experiencing homelessness has allowed me to see both sides of the spectrum. So when I'm working with somebody, I'm able to put myself in their shoes and understand how things are extremely hard. It just makes you a little more grateful, I guess, and a little more aware of how much support people actually need to get off the street. right? There's many factors to someone obtaining housing, especially if they're almost segregated from the community.
It was very hard to ask for help until a friend of mine, she told me how and who to talk to get help. Then I moved here. This is one of the best places I've had to live. I pay $6.50 a month, everything included. I got to keep my cat because he has been wonderful with everything that I've gone through. Because of him, I get that unconditional love and support. I'm close to my bank. I'm close to my doctor. If I want to go have a nice bite to eat, I can go down to the fire hall. I love living here. Holy shit, I am on here. That's me. Wow, now I'm feeling very proud. The words, I can't describe the words on how I feel looking at my name on a wall of other people that given their lives for our country and for our nation. I'm privileged and honored.
I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then I realized like what could get worse from me getting sober. I got really lucky. After detox, I had nowhere to go, still homeless. I lived in a motel for 2 months. I was able to clean up, start working again, and get my life together. Who wakes up and says, I want to be an addict? It's not like something people choose. You know, when they're a kid, they test a couple things. Some people get addicted and others don't. People like frown upon people in addiction, so a lot of people don't want to admit they have a problem. Only a lot of people I know who's like hiding their abuse, like in fear of being judged. People felt more comfortable to reach out, then there would be a lot less problems.
There's a lot of people out there that do have jobs, but they're living in their vehicles. Why? Because there's not enough affordable housing. Rent is just sky high. It's making it harder and harder for people to get a place to live. Just because you see somebody that's down and out, they do deserve to be treated with respect, because one day you could be like them. Who knows?
How do you really understand why people are on the street? I've heard people saying, put the addiction down, get a job, find an apartment building. Like, what's wrong with you? Well, if you really asked and if you really wanted to listen, you know, like some people aren't handed the best deck of cards. There's vulnerable people with mental illness and a lot of trauma and heartbreaking stories. Maybe they've struggled with homelessness since they were kids. Their parents couldn't house them and they were constantly moving from place to place and always kind of living under the poverty line. And if you're born under the poverty line, a lot of the times you just stay there. It's easier to look and blame the individual than it is to blame the system that continuously fails them. The will to change your outlook and your opinions revolving around homelessness is the start to understanding rather than being afraid of the unknown. I get that everybody wants their perfect, clean world, but that's not our reality. And we don't live in a perfect world. There's more than what meets the eye, right? It's not just a homeless person. It's somebody's son, it's somebody's dad, it's somebody's daughter, and it's somebody's grandmother.
It's not any easier than my life was in addiction, but I'm happy now. I feel better about myself. I had all these hobbies growing up and I lost touch with a lot of things in addiction. So when I got sober, it felt like I was a kid again. Yeah, sobriety has been the greatest gift in my life because of everything it has brought in me. I have a life worth living. You know, I can look in the mirror and be happy with who I see.